Let me try to answer the question, the challenging question. So here we have this expression, nested radicals. And now this radicand here, I want to put inside this radical. But in order to put inside this radical, I have to multiply the exponent here 1 by the index 3. And then I can put it inside this radical. So for instance, 3 times 1 is 3, so I can put in this way, x times 3. And this x here is, I will multiply with this x here, which is right now is here x. And now I have to write the other radical is here, which is 4th x times square root of x. And since I have here the multiplication of two variables, the same variables, the base is the same, but the exponents are different, so I can write here I can multiply in the form to write the same base, and I can add the exponents. And now I can write this form. Here is a 3, and is x in the 4th. And the other radicand is x times x. If I want to simplify a little further, what I'm going to do here, I'm going here to rewrite everything. So I will write this radicand is 3. And now here I have x in the 4th. And this x in the 4th, I want to put inside this radical here now. I want to move with this radical. But before I get here in this radical, because here is exponent 4 and index 4, I am going to multiply index by the power 4 here, which is 4 times 4 is 16. And then I'm going to move in this radical inside. So what's going to happen here is going to be, here is a 4th, and 4 times 4 is 16, so x 16 times x, the other x which it was already here. So I'm writing here x in exponent 1, and I'm multiplying by the square root of x. And since I have here x 16 times x in exponent 1, those I can multiply together, which I can write to the same base, and I can add the powers. And what's going to happen here? Here is going to be this way. I'm going to rewrite everything what I don't have to do any calculation or simplifying anything. Here is a 3, here is a 4, and x 17, because 16 plus 1 is 17, so I'm multiplying those same variables with different powers. And here is x. Now in the end I have here is, for example, if there's nothing, here is a square, right? The index is a 2 in this case. And this x17 I want to put inside this radical. What I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply index by the power here. 2 times 17 is 34. So it means I can put this x inside the square root, and it's going to be x 34 times the other x, but it already was inside, which already was inside this square root. So here, let me write here was a 4 exponent 3, and now I'm doing the last calculation here, computation. So I'm going to multiply those two variables, and in the end is going to be x35, right? Square root of x35. Here is a 4, 3 and square. And in the end here I just multiply the indexes. So if I'm looking here is 2, time 4 is a 6, time 3 is 24, time 2 is 48. So the index is 48. And x already was 35. X in a 35. So this is the final answer.